Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So weekly cloud indicators suggest that XRP may rain down pain on Ripple investors. Apparently. Guys, this stuff is all BS. Always make sure you know who's writing this stuff. So I'm not even going to address this because quite frankly, the market is just moving with Bitcoin. So whatever they have to say, good for them. The point I wanted to make by bringing this up is, and this from Martin Volk, okay? He points this out, and this is great because everybody should pay attention to who's writing these articles. Why would you take any XRP-related opinion seriously from someone who literally, and yes, that is used correctly here, posts that he is a Bitcoin maximalist right below the XRP article he just wrote? That's right, I'm Tony Spilotro, and I'm an avid Bitcoin supporter and maximalist. So there you have it, guys. Always make sure you know who is writing the articles you are reading regarding any topic, not just XRP, but in the crypto community, it can get a little scrappy. So just wanted to bring that up. Thanks so much, Martin, for bringing that to our attention. And this, guys, this tweeted out from Michael at Val5Links on Twitter, tweeted out this article with regards to the US dollar and the fact that this economist here, Stephen Roach, says that the US dollar is facing a collapse by the end of 2021 and an over 50% chance of a double dip recession. So here's what he says: the seemingly crazed idea that the US dollar will collapse against other major currencies in the post-pandemic global economy is not so crazy anymore, said economist Stephen Roach. This is what he told CNBC. Roach, a former chairman of Morgan Stanley Asia, also said that he sees a more than 50% probability of a double dip recession in the United States. He based that prediction on historical evidence, saying that in the 8 of the past 11 business cycle recoveries, economic output has risen briefly and then fallen. It's certainly something that happens more often than not. Roach last predicted a dollar crash in June, saying it would collapse 35% against other major currencies within the next couple of years. At the time, the dollar index traded at about 96. On Thursday, the index traded at about 94.41. He said on Wednesday that he expects the collapse to happen by the end of 2021, but he did not say by how much. So what he is basing this on is a double dip recession. Obviously, the US dollar has gained some momentum over other currencies recently. This is USD to GBP. We can see that there is a bit of an uptrend, although this might not last forever. USD CNY, the Chinese yuan, also a little bit of an uptick now. But as I just said, this might not last forever, and he is suggesting that by the end of 2021, so we still do have quite a few months to go, this could be when we see that major pullback. And, this is interesting because this coincides, this already to me coincides with the top of the next bull market, in my opinion. There have been other forecasters suggesting that Bitcoin could see a new all-time high by the end of 2021. And certainly if the US greenback does lose steam, lose momentum, and drop significantly against other world currencies, this would definitely help spur on a Bitcoin bull run. So last bull run we saw took over 2 years to reach its all-time high, and we saw it start in the middle of 2015, and finally we saw Bitcoin tap out at about 20,000 per BTC by December 2017. So if this is the bottom for Bitcoin, let's assume December 2018, and we give it 2.5 years, that would be mid-2021. Okay, so that's pretty close. Considering, I think even if we give it 3 years, the end of 2021, we could see Bitcoin anywhere between, and I'm saying this conservatively, 100,000 per BTC to the top end, which would be my extreme prediction, $300,000 per BTC. That's what I'm predicting for Bitcoin by the end of 2021. Anyway, interesting to note that economists are suggesting that, the economy is not looking great, and this could be a catalyst for cryptocurrencies if the dollar does indeed lose value. Guys, I'll link this article in the description if you want to read the full thing. Some interesting stuff out there with regards to people's opinions towards the U.S. economy and the financial markets, the U.S. dollar, all those things. And Bitcoin right now trading at 10,500. XRP right now trading at about 23 cents. There was a bit of a recovery yesterday, as you guys may have seen. I'll put XRP here on the hourly. And yesterday we saw a bit of a recovery. Okay, XRP was coming back up, back into this level here, this strong level of support after this dip. Bitcoin, if I bring up Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin's trend a little stronger, reached a high yesterday of about 10,000, almost 10,800, and came back down again. So this could be the beginning of that new leg, a fresh bullish rally, but we'll see. We have to stand by and wait for now. And apparently, guys, we're all dummies. You know why? This from XRP Crypto Wolf. And apparently, there was a new Canadian report out saying that low financial literacy more likely to own crypto compared to the highly financially literate. What is that supposed to mean? A new report suggests cryptocurrency owners should check their financial literacy. The Bank of Canada report published on August 31st found that those with low financial literacy were twice as likely to own cryptocurrencies compared to the highly financially literate. The Bank of Canada used the cash alternative study to determine these results. So they did take a sample here, and they interviewed them, asked them about their financial literacy. And this is what the research showed. So researchers estimated that 47% of Canadians are highly financially literate, 35% have a medium level, and 18% have a low level. 8% of those with low financial literacy own cryptocurrencies, compared to 4% of highly financially literate Canadians owning them. But then what I found interesting was this. The study was conducted between August and September of last year, by the way, when respondents answered questions focusing on their cash use, adoption of digital payment methods, and views about the effects of cash disappearing from the economy. Researchers calibrated the sample weight to match the socio-demographic composition of Canadian citizens to reduce bias in areas such as gender, income, education, and employment status. And of Canada's 37.5 million population in 2019, 84% of Canadians heard of cryptocurrencies and 5% own them. So despite all this, 84% of Canadians had heard of cryptocurrencies. That is a huge amount. 5% own them. But this in itself is a bit of a biased study, because I've got to remind you guys, cryptocurrency regulatory clarity still isn't here in many parts of the world. And so those who are technically educated in finance, educated in the economy, Wall Street investors, big money, okay, especially back when this study was done back in 2019, they are more likely going to be on the sidelines, even if they have heard of cryptocurrency, and probably don't know much about it because they're not interested in investing in something that isn't regulated. And yes, of course, there are a lot of people in the space that treat this like a casino in a lot of ways, with the DeFi hype, FOMOing in on SHIT coins. That certainly paints a picture of the crypto market. But it's interesting to think that most of the people, at least according to this study, don't have the same financial literacy as those, obviously, who are more inclined to invest in traditional assets. It all makes sense, guys, but I do think that is going to change. I do think there are a lot of smart people in the crypto space as well. Of course, we have a biased opinion. We do interact with people on a daily basis, especially if you guys are on Twitter. There are a lot of intelligent people in the space. Nevertheless, I'm not going to dwell on this, guys. Here is some big news. I saw this from Michael at Val5Links. He posted this. So 2 major crypto bills were introduced in the House on Thursday. One aims to establish which cryptocurrencies are securities, which is going to be very important. The other looks to put regulation of exchanges in the hands of the country's commodities regulator. So this is big. So the securities bill, let me read you some of this. The Securities Clarity Act from the Office of Representative Tom Emmer establishes a new distinction in securities law between an investment contract and an asset sold pursuant to an investment 22 contract, whether tangible or intangible, including a 23 asset in digital form. The new bill is basically a direct response to recent controversy over the simple agreement for future tokens framework under the currencies like EOS were distributed and which caused immense controversy in the case of Telegram. I don't know if you guys had heard about that. If passed, the act would restrict the Security and Exchanges Commission from pursuing digital assets on the basis of the initial contracts under which they were sold. Okay, and so for commodities, Representative Mike Conaway, with support from a number of co-signers from the Blockchain Caucus, introduced the Digital Commodities Exchange Act to a House Agriculture Committee. Conaway may be less familiar with Cointelegraph's readers than Emmer, but his position on the Agriculture Committee is critical. Today's bill would put crypto exchanges under the jurisdiction of the CFTC, which answers to the Agriculture Committee. That registration would save exchanges from the patchwork of state-by-state licensing required of money service providers. Though the new bill would seem to put retail crypto under the same rules as commodity exchanges, it is careful to leave space for the SEC for sales involving a securities offering or transaction associated with a digital commodity pre-sale. So this is all very, very interesting. They are clearly not painting all cryptocurrencies with one brush, as Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson had pleaded last year with that page that they took out in the New York Times, I believe. Looks like a lot of this cryptocurrency regulatory clarity is going to be shaped around the notion that government knows that they want to use certain tokens like XRP. I think I'm going to just say XRP because that is the example that I'm thinking of right now. The government is going to want to use said token, and so they have to be very careful about how they word some of this legislation, how they classify some of these cryptocurrencies, and how this will look moving forward, because they do not want to stifle, innovation firstly, but also the fact that all the ducks are in a row. Ripple technology is ready. XRP is ready to move out the door as soon as the regulations come to pass. And so I think that they are fine-tuning and tailoring the cryptocurrency regulatory clarity with Ripple in mind, with XRP in mind, of course, because they know they are going to be using it in the future. So this is all very, very interesting. It is good to see that there is more clarity, new steps, more steps towards progress for the future of crypto. So I wanted to thank Michael at Val5Links on Twitter for posting that. Thanks so much, Michael. And guys, XRP Crypto Wolf posted this. So apparently Ripple has funded a nonprofit and is set to boost the adoption of the XRP Ledger. So more promotion, more fostering of the XRP Ledger. The XRP Ledger Foundation is a nonprofit organization that is meant to support the development of the XRPL, and this was announced on September 24th, which was yesterday. It has received grants from blockchain payment giants Ripple, content monetization platform Coil, and UK-based cryptocurrency wallet service GateHub. The foundation expects to get additional financial support from other projects within the growing financial system. The main goals and plans, okay? So there was a press release that was out, and the nonprofit outlines the main points of the initial roadmap that will include enhancing the tech behind the XRPL, creating a unique node list, supporting the ecosystem of developers, and encouraging community-driven initiatives. Their key focus will be to seek funding for core software developers and bordering the social impact of their products. Viets Vin, one of the most prolific XRP developers who's now sitting on the fund's board, claims that they might have paid developers who would exclusively work on the XRPL. So they mean business with the XRPL. They are really trying to push adoption through funding, initiative, grants, all these kinds of things to help, to keep bolstering up the XRPL. I haven't seen so much incentive in any other cryptocurrency or blockchain company, I don't think, ever. This is pumping a lot of money into the XRPL to help continue to foster adoption. But this is how, in my opinion, this is how they're going to be the Amazon of cryptocurrency. Like Brad Garlinghouse has said, we're going to start with one vertical, we're going to move into other verticals, and this is exactly what they're doing with this fund and with this initiative. So it will also create an XRP community fund whose purpose is greater formal engagement. This fund will focus on events, developer interaction, and other activities that foster adoption of the XRPL. So this is more of a community too. This isn't just, a bunch of people sitting isolated, working independently. This is a community of XRP innovators. These are all people that obviously they want them to engage, they want them to communicate, they want them to be funded properly so that they can work on this. I think this is all great for XRP adoption, fostering the ecosystem, making sure that XRP comes out on top. Guys, this is also good for you and I, if you haven't noticed. XRP hodlers will reap the benefit down the road once we see mainstream XRP adoption. Guys, I'm going to continue on here. This one from XRP Crypto Wolf, and this is just to remind you guys that there are scammers in the network. I know some of you guys may be interested in Flare and the updates there, but please be careful because scammers have created a fake Flare Networks Telegram to steal XRP, so spread the word to warn everybody. Don't fall for it, guys. So Flare Networks, the development team behind the much anticipated Flare FXRP utility fork of XRP, has warned all XRP holders that there is a fraudulent Telegram channel. Guys, if you are associated with this channel, do not, no, in no way, shape, or form, go to it and give them your XRP. Apparently there is a link here. Okay, let me just continue here. For the first time, XRP scammers decided to attack potential participants of its upcoming fork, Flare. According to the announcement shared by the Flare Network, the official Flare Network account, the fake Telegram channel promotes themselves as the only channel to get accurate instructions on how to claim your Spark tokens. Well, that is not true at all. Here is the, here's the official Flare tweet to that effect, and they have linked the fake false spam account here. So do not click on this, report this. I will link this tweet in the description along with all these other articles. I always link everything in the description, but if you guys want to make sure that you are not being scammed, and you have added yourself to this Telegram group, remove yourself immediately. So Flare Network clarified that Flare Network support, that's what it's called, Telegram accounts do not belong to them and thereby have nothing in common with the legitimate Flare fork promotion. Fortunately, none of the channels that impersonate Flare Networks managed to attract a significant number of Telegram users. However, they published misleading instructions recommending inter alia that readers accumulate all XRP tokens in one account prior to fork activation. So what they are looking to do is probably steal your account via some kind of mechanism that they have in their Telegram group. Also, news from leading media news outlets about the upcoming fork and referral links to cryptocurrency exchanges can be found in the channel promoted by the scammers. Guys, keep your cryptocurrency safe. Whether it's on a Ledger Nano or some other cold storage wallet, I do have an affiliate link for the Ledger Nano in the description. You can use it if you want. You don't have to use it. There are only a few methods to be able to claim Spark tokens, and if you do have the Ledger Nano, I have created a how-to video. I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner of this video if you still haven't seen it. And there are a few other ways that you can claim your Spark tokens through BitTrue, the Sum app. There are a handful of others. I know Stedis on Twitter has also posted an infographic of the exchanges and cold storage options that you can utilize to claim your Spark tokens. I don't have his Twitter account up there, but I'll put up his name on the screen so you guys can follow Stedis on Twitter. Do not get scammed with this, guys. Remember, your cryptocurrency is precious. Make sure you do your own research before you start sending cryptocurrency. And by the way, in order to get Spark, you do not have to send your XRP anywhere. You just have to follow a few steps in order to claim your Spark token. So if anybody's asking you to send them XRP, don't buy it. It is a scam. Gonna keep moving on though. So yes, that was the Flare tweet. Again, I'll put that in the description. Here, guys, from Poochie at Poochie1967 on Twitter. Apparently, the Apple Store is now getting into DeFi and is bringing yield farming to Bitcoin and XRP. So yeah, the co-founder of Kava, a blockchain network focused on interoperability, wants to bring the trimmed haircuts, tucked in t-shirts, and it just works attitude of your local Apple Store to the world of decentralized finance. So the Apple Store is getting in on the action too, with the launch of one of its first DeFi protocols, automated money market Harvest.io. Kava co-founder Brian Kerr hopes to bring order to the chaos of the DeFi market, as well as support for Bitcoin, Ripple's XRP, and other assets besides just Ethereum. So this with regards to yield farming. Kava Labs, here is the tweet to that effect, introducing Harvest.io, the world's first-class chain money market built on the Kava blockchain. So you can read more there. I will link this article in the description, and the tweet will be embedded in this article. Kava announced Harvest on Monday and will launch the product on October 15th, so in a few weeks. Harvest.io supports crypto loans and investment in liquidity pools of money that ensure loans always have counterparties. It also rewards those that use the protocol with a governance token, and then gives a bit of a description on this. Harvest.io appears very similar to Compound and Aave, two decentralized lending protocols housed on Ethereum. Only Harvest.io supports Bitcoin and XRP, guys, as well as Binance's BNB and BUSD. And for those of you guys who might still be kind of questioning what this yield farming is, I know we've heard a little bit about it in the crypto space. It is becoming a new sub-buzz term, I suppose. It's basically lending out your crypto to make more gains. So for those of you guys who do not know, I'll just put up this article too from cryptobriefing.com. Yield farming on DeFi, the beginner's guide to earning interest on your crypto. But ultimately what it is, yield farming is the process of earning a return on capital by putting it to productive use. Money markets offer the simplest way to earn reliable yields on your crypto. Liquidity pools have better yields than money markets, but there is additional market risk. Incentive schemes can sweeten the deal, giving yield farmers an added reward. So what is it? And it gives you a description here, guys. Again, I will link this in the description if you want to read this in more detail. Interesting to see, though, that Harvest.io is going to be allowing XRP hodlers to utilize their XRP for yield farming. So another way to make gains, guys. And I don't remember when this was from, but I do remember this clip here. Now, the Cryptic Poet brought this to our attention. This was Brad Garlinghouse being interviewed by CNN's Julia Chatterley. And essentially, he says he believes 2020 will be the year that the USA gives more regulatory clarity. Well, we have seen more advancements in the space, slowly but surely, baby steps. You know, when I was talking about Congress and how they're seeing 2 new bills looking to chart CFTC and SEC regulatory turf in crypto. And I don't know if you remember, but this video, essentially, Brad was stating that 2020 was going to be the year, okay? But then the beer flu happened, the world locked down, the markets were in free fall, and a lot of things have changed since this interview. I'm not going to play you this interview, guys, but just to kind of give you guys a sense of where we were at before. And, you know, there are a few people here, John Wick saying a great little reminder, Roses on the Moon saying, you know, given the beer flu delay, I think we're doing pretty good with time. So soon we will moon. Of course, Spuds XRP, a little bit more pessimistic. Nothing Brad has said has come to pass, so I don't expect this to happen either. Just going by his past opinions. Well, you know, we are in a different place. We are in a very, very interesting place societally. And, you know, none of us could have predicted that this was going to happen, that the world was going to kind of change, was going to pivot in such a strange kind of way. Tim XRP says prediction 2021 will be the year the US will give more regulatory clarity. So we're starting with a little bit of regulatory clarity, but people are feeling more optimistic, I think now more than ever, that we are so close to being regulatory compliant that we can taste it almost. You know what I mean? It's almost like we can taste it on the tips of our tongues. 2020 probably not the year, but it is going to happen likely in 2021. As we're seeing, you know, predictions that the market's going to be in free fall. The US dollar is going to lose its power on the world stage. And this prediction is by the end of 2021. So all this kind of seems like it could gel into the perfect storm for crypto adoption. And more importantly for you and I, crypto gains, significant crypto gains that could see XRP going above $1, $5, maybe even 10, 20. I don't know at this moment in time, but we will see significant cryptocurrency adoption within the next 12 months. That's just my thought. And when you look at other people in the space like Galgatron, of course, he's got some very interesting opinions. He's a smart guy, intellectual, awesome. CBs around the world are going to push for CBDCs in the coming years. XRP will bridge them all. And the morons think CBDCs will remove the use case for XRP. Okay, let's not forget. There are still people in the space that think CBDCs are going to be the XRP killer. But CBDCs are basically just another iteration of the current fiat that we already have. And so XRP is still going to be needed to source liquidity to bridge all these different currencies. Also, let's not forget that the world economy is becoming more globalized than ever. And so, you know, whereas before we would go to local markets and buy locally, and in some cases we still do, but the fact that we go online now more than ever to purchase anything, I mean, even the smallest thing, just goes to show you the type of demand that there will be for bridging currency to currency in the coming years. And Martin Volk here on Twitter posted this: XRP is predestined as a neutral bridge asset between CBDCs. Let me read you some of this because it was in a new blog post that Ripple just published on their Insights website. Interoperability will determine CBDC's winners and losers. They discussed the need for a networked system of central bank digital currencies in a post-pandemic world, and they encouraged the use of contactless payments instead of cash. The pandemic has changed the perspective of central banks around the world on issuing CBDCs. According to Ripple, for CBDCs, it is now the question of when, not whether. On the other hand, central banks' positions on digital assets in general have also shifted, according to James Wallace, Vice President of Global Sales Strategy and Operations at Ripple. Governments that once viewed digital assets as a threat now see how companies like Ripple are working closely with traditional financial institutions to develop efficient, innovative global payment solutions that directly benefit businesses and individuals. While countries like China are expected to go into production with their CBDCs this year and focus on domestic use cases, a world of CBDCs will require networking as a result of the global economy, said Wallace. While focusing on domestic use cases is understandable for individual countries, we live in an increasingly interconnected global economy. It will be critical to bridge the gaps between the various CBDC initiatives with existing payment systems, as well as other digital currencies, to ensure they are successful on a global scale. And so, yes, the perception has shifted. Ripple is there to essentially facilitate these transactions now in this emerging new world of global finance. And so with regards to this Ripple blog post, Brad Garlinghouse did essentially want to highlight this. Over 70% of central banks around the world are looking to deploy CBDCs. And one thing that's crystal clear is the importance of interoperability. If you're not prioritizing this, you're just rebuilding the same siloed system. Of course, because again, CBDCs are just a digital representation of what we already have. It's nothing new. It's not like you can transfer CBDCs any more efficiently than we can transfer fiat currency in the current system. So this with regards to, so this is Brad Garlinghouse, obviously the CEO of Ripple, explaining this. Also, we've got Christopher Giancarlo, a tweet here from Stetus, XRP_Crow on Twitter. Interoperability between CBDCs is critically important. Now is the time for the US to be in the game. It's not the question of if, it's certainly the question of when. And he is the former chairman of the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, in the United States. I Am Legion also pointing this out here. New interoperability solution Accenture, which is a Ripple partner, connects Hyperledger, Fabric, Corda, Quorum, and DA. So there is a big Accenture connection with regards to many of the CBDCs that are being developed around the world, and how Accenture has that connection with Ripple is very, very interesting to note as well. A lot of very insightful posts down here. But what I found really interesting was this brought up by Martin Valk, and it has to do with Brad Garlinghouse's post and a few people responding here. This from Stuart, XRP, CBDCs to XRP to CBDCs for the win. But Arturo Pertilla is a little skeptical. He says, yes, that is until CBs, central banks, open liquidity accounts with each other and build an interoperable network of CBDCs. Huh? Why in the heck would they do that? Real XRP Boy responds, Arturo, you really think they're all going to set aside their differences, trust one another, and cooperate? Let's not forget, not every single country around the world is on the best terms with every single country around the world. Okay, and this directly from Ripple's insights. RippleNet's on-demand liquidity service allows financial institutions to transact in real time across multiple global markets using the digital asset XRP, and such a solution can also support the direct exchange of CBDCs. XRP is faster, less costly, and more scalable than any other digital asset, making it the ideal instrument in bringing two different currencies quickly and efficiently. So Ripple, confident that they are going to be the ones to bridge CBDCs. Using a neutral and efficient digital asset like XRP also reduces the hegemonic influences of most powerful nations and helps level the playing field in the international trades payment system. Well, some people are suggesting, why would these countries want to give up their financial power over other countries? What's hard for me to understand, and this from Organic FUD, is why would central banks go for this? Why would they get behind a coin that forces them to give up their power and control? And David Schwartz responds, and I thought this was the best because it really does paint a clear picture of how this is all going to work. If you think you come out on top, it's a hard sell. If you think others do, it's much easier. Systems nobody can control will beat the systems your rivals/competitors can control. So if everybody is on that same playing field, you will think to yourself, okay, at least now I know that nobody will have an upper hand. and we all have to work based on our own merits. And I think for a lot of countries around the world, this is going to be very, very critical for them to achieve success, for them to maintain relationships with other countries around the world that might be doing, pulling some shady business. The fact of the matter is, if your rival can't cheat, you are going to feel more confident about this. Like, if it's impossible to cheat at the game, is what David Schwartz is basically saying, then everybody can have a peace of mind that the system is going to work much more efficiently, much easier, and overall better for the world economy. Just another check in the XRP box. So thank you so much, Martin Volk, for pointing this out. But I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.